Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Iggy's Bodybuilding Camp. I'm back in my YouTube office or my car, and today I've got quite an interesting video for you guys. Now, on top of obviously being interested in bodybuilding, I do a lot of research around health and nutrition, and I came across a really interesting study which I thought I'd share with you guys. And the study looks at the Okinawan people. So Okinawa is an island which is off the south coast of Japan, east of Taiwan, somewhere in the East Chinese Sea. You can see from the map. And these people are amongst the longest living humans on the planet. And in fact, they have more centurions, i.e. people who reach 100 and beyond, than any other country in the world, and they have 5 times as many centurions as in Japan itself. And as you can see from the table, Japan has the longest life expectancy of any country in the planet, which was obviously taken from 2015, but that's an indication of the fact that the Japanese are clearly doing something right, and for the Okinawan people to put them in the shade, they must be doing something seriously impressive that we can learn from. In Japanese folklore, the island of Okinawa is referred to as the land of the immortals. Another quite interesting chart is the one that I've put up on the screen, where you can see that Okinawa and Japan, obviously head and shoulders above the rest of the world, but in comparison to the US, it's quite startling, bearing in mind the US have probably some of the best medical resources anywhere in the world, that the Okinawans, who obviously don't have anywhere near that level of medical support, are still significantly higher than the US in terms of life expectancy. Now, when I looked into the Okinawan diet, I found a couple of interesting things. So I'll put a graph up on the screen. 85% of the Okinawan diet is carbohydrates. They have a low protein and very low fat diet, and they have a very low calorie diet, so on average just under 1800 calories, and it's heavily plant-based. You can see that 70% of their diet is made up of a purple sweet potato, which is high in fiber, low in sugar, it's complex carbohydrates predominantly, and it's high in a number of phytonutrients, vitamins, minerals. Another 12% of their diet comes from rice, then they have another 7% from grains and wheat. Most of their protein comes from soy, legumes, tofu, and then the rest of it, some of it's pretty much negligible. There's a lot of 1% of things there, but predominantly the rest of their diet is vegetables and fruit. If we summarize the Okinawan diet, it's clearly very high in phytonutrients and antioxidants, high in vitamins and minerals, mainly because they're eating very natural sources of food, predominantly this sweet potato. They're having a higher carb diet, but low in sugar, low in fat, low in salt, low in saturated fat, high in fiber. I was surprised that their protein intake was fairly low, but I guess none of them are interested in bodybuilding. They're just all about surviving and having a healthy lifestyle, so that much protein isn't necessary for them. And interestingly, their diet is low in calories, so on average they were consuming just under 1800 calories, and that's a fully grown adult. Now, caloric restriction has been proven scientifically with studies over the course of many years. Without a shadow of a doubt, caloric restriction has a huge beneficial impact in terms of your average and maximum life expectancy. These studies have also proven that caloric restriction reduces a vast number of age-related diseases such as heart disease, stroke, diabetes, and cancers. And interestingly enough, if we look at the graph, heart disease amongst the Okinawan people is significantly lower than that of Japan, and I'm not even going to talk about the US. I mean, it's not even close. The disparity between the two is ridiculous. Cancers, colon cancers, prostate cancers, breast cancers, again, Okinawan people significantly less than Japan, and obviously in the US, despite the fact that the US have medical facilities and resources which are significantly more than anywhere else. To summarize, guys, quite simply, the people of Okinawa have a very healthy diet. It's quite low in proteins, very low in fat, high in carbohydrates. They eat whole foods, natural foods, and they don't overeat. They control their caloric intake, and all of these factors have resulted in them living longer than anyone else, having a healthier lifestyle and illness and sickness free life than anywhere else that you'll find. And I think everything that we've discussed today isn't anything new, really and truly. We already know that you want to eat a diet which is high in vitamins, minerals, phytonutrients, antioxidants. You want to make sure that you don't have too much sugar, you want to have low fat. So these are all things that health and fitness industry promotes. Obviously, because you're bodybuilding and lifting weights and tearing down your muscle fibers, you need to have more protein. It also shows that the Okinawan people have a very high carbohydrate diet, and that does not have a detrimental impact on their life, on their health, on their well-being, despite a number of dietary professionals who will tell you that carbohydrates are the enemy and you should stay away. But ultimately, it's not carbohydrates, but having refined sugars that is potentially the enemy. Having high fat diets, that's what it's teaching us. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give a thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't done so already. All of these things help promote the channel, help grow the channel, and motivate me to keep doing what I'm doing with this channel, and I'm really enjoying it. So thank you very much for all of the support thus far. Keep living the life, be the best version of yourself that you can be, and I'll see you next time.